Right guys, I just want to do a quick one, share with you my favorite JavaScript pattern. So the first thing we want to do is want to create a scope. This last one here is very important, makes this a self-executing function. What you don't want to be doing when you're writing software is polluting the namespace, which if you don't do it here and you say var x equals 10, go down here, refresh the page, x, we see that x equals 10, whereas put it in here, refresh the page, x, reference error x is not defined, and that's what we want. You don't want to be polluting the namespace, because what you can do in large applications is overwrite yourself. So you might create, a new variable. I always like to do use strict, just because. Now the reason I like this pattern is the extendability of it. That's what you do. So locally, I usually just do a local version so that I can access it easily without having to do. I can give it a shorter name if I want. So usually, what I'll do is say var app equals window dot app, which equals window.app, or that. So what I'll do as well is I say this and I'll put window. All that does is this in this scope refers to window. I don't know if you could say. So you see this is in the console, you can see this is equal to window. So what that does is just passes window in here. Basically means that it's colored as not being an undefined variable. It is a defined variable, but I'm just a bit anal about that. Now the reason why I've used this syntax, let me explain it. So var app, that just means we can access it locally with just app. So let's say this was application. It just means I don't have to, do application all in my scope. Let's get back to where we were. Yeah, so literally that's that. And what this allows you to do is, if you copy this syntax in all of your different JavaScript files in your application, it means that you can scope everything really nicely. We can go down here now, refresh the page, and do app, and we can see app is an object, and we can do app.run equals function. I can type app.run. Then down here, let's pretend this is a different. I can't be bothered to create a virtual host, which is why I've just done it like that. So let's do app.const equals that. Yeah, because otherwise I'd have to create a virtual host and all of that, so that I can have it in different files to show you. But as we said, these are two different scopes. So what this will allow us to do is basically just append different things to our global app variable. So app.const, let's say x equals 10. I like to use this syntax as well, just because magic numbers are evil. You do not want to be using magic numbers in your code. And an example is this. Let's say you've got two states, and what you've assigned those states is two numbers, 1 and 2. Then you want to refactor that in future. What you can't then do is just search your entire code for the number 1. Also, once, because, and I'll explain why, because when you search for the number 1, for instance, 10 will come, 10 will be matched, and you have other packages, other JavaScript files are referencing 1. You even have CSS files will have 1. That means nothing. Also, when a new developer comes and joins your team, they'll be like, okay, so what does 1 mean? Whereas if you just say, let's give this a better example. Const max height window, let's say, and let's just do 100. What this allows us to do is you then say, let's do this, alert, max height is plus app const dot max height window, right? And then that means your new developers come in, that's what they see. Means that you remember, there is a saying, after a while your code starts to look like someone else's code. So let's give this a trial run, just make sure I haven't entirely embarrassed myself. And as you can see, max height is 100 as we set up. And then we investigate what app is, and don't be scared. It only shows the objects when in that view. So you can see we've got const and we've got run, but you can also see that these are two different scopes. So if I was to do, just to prove to you, var 0 var, what we're going to call this, app2 equals that, console.log app2, right? This will throw an error because app2 is not defined, and this is why you use strict. Actually, that's a lie. That's sorry. You use strict. Basically, use strict prevents you from doing that. Oh, that's what the spec says when I read it last. It looks like I'm wrong. Forgive me. I'll do a quick video on that as well. But as you can see, it's nice and simple. Two different scopes. Also, you always want to remember to comment your stuff. It tells you what it is. It's very important to comment your stuff. Once again, your own code will start looking like someone else's after a while. So always good to comment your code. I use NetBeans because, well, NetBeans is boss. Some weirdos out there like to use Sublime. Inside joke. There's always a big argument in my workplace. So hopefully you've been edified and you like this style. Well, like I say, it's very expandable. You can use it. Just basically helps you quite easily. So hopefully you've been edified and hopefully you copy me. Thank you for watching.